Yeah, fine. So welcome to my new session. This one is a jQuery introduction. So previously we have completed successfully about these all the things. What are the things? HTML, CSS and JavaScript we have completed. And today we'll learn about the jQuery. The jQuery is one of the library in the JavaScript. This is the starting library which was introduced in the JavaScript. So we'll have an overview of this jQuery. A couple of sessions we'll have and we'll close this jQuery thing. So jQuery introduction. Okay. If you want to learn about the jQuery, so we should go back to somewhat little bit past. That is nothing but in the late 2006 or something like that, when these browsers war is not there. So we don't have different types of browsers at that time in 2006. So that means when the vanilla JavaScript and all those things web was introduced and everything is going on well. So there are only two types of browsers in the market. The first one is an Internet Explorer. At the time, the Internet Explorer, the version running will be is 6 version, and the another browser is the Firefox. So these are the only two browsers. So other little browsers are there. So these are the major browsers which will take so much majority of the share in the web industry, web market. If you try to see in the late 2006 or something like that, so the browser landscape means the browser architecture and the browser concepts and everything is a little different. So not little different, it's radically very different than now. So right now what we are having at the times of 2006, it's entirely different. At the time, the top browsers are IE6 and the Firefox. If you want to know the share between these things, means IE6 majority contributes of about 85% of the market in 2006. 85% of the users uses the Internet Explorer 6, and the Firefox, the remaining Firefox and other browsers, they will be taking care. So 11%, 12% Firefox will be there. So remaining all it will be taken care by the other browsers. But I want to tell you that majority of the share is for the IE6. In 2006 only, I think IE7 is also released in the late 2006. So when we come to the Internet Explorer, so the advantage of this Internet Explorer is at the time most of the people uses the Windows, and in that Windows, this Internet Explorer defaultly ships with the Windows operating system itself. So if you have the Windows operating system, means so you will be having a Internet Explorer. So these days after 2008 or 2009, when the Mac was introduced and all those things came, so IE has lost its attention and all those things. Why it has lost its attention means we'll try to learn it. At that time, we don't have any option. Internet Explorer is the only thing, and the Windows is the most popular voice at the time. So right now we have so many other things. At the time, because of this monopoly and all those things, Internet Explorer paid little attention to the web standards. So we have the W3C standards and all those things, and Internet Explorer paid little attention. So they didn't pay the attention to the W3C standards, which all the browsers follows. And also they follow their own extensions and also their own DOM. So DOM means document object model, which we have learned it. So they implement their own extensions and also their own document object model, something like ActiveX controls, these all the things. So these things were majorly supported by the IE thing. And when the W3C was in W3 standards and all those things came, so Internet Explorer paid little attention to the standards, and they implement their own standards. Because of this reason, if you want to support, because of this reason, at the time in the 2006, so you will be writing the code which supports Internet Explorer only. That means 85%. So if you want to support 15%, so remaining 15% of the browsers, we need to write the second version of the code. So right now we are writing this 15% has become right now 99% it has become. So we are writing the majority of the code right now. But in order to support some of the IE, so we are writing the second version of the code. So because of the IE, 4 days back or 5 days back, IE11 has also got deprecated. So Microsoft has dropped the support for this IE11. So it has also been removed. So only IE8 is the officially supported for the browsers. But at the time in the late 2006 and all those things, so we will be writing the code for Internet Explorer, and in order to support for the Firefox and the remaining So remaining 15% of the browsers, we need to write the second version of the code. Second. At the time, how the code will be is, one second. Yeah, okay. At the time, how the code is, so we used to write like this. If it is an IE means, so we will write the Microsoft way of implementation of the code. And if it is not an IE means, so we will write the code, the same implementation, we will write it in the another way. So like this in 2006, it goes on a thing. So now, in the 2006 or something like that, we got the first library that is nothing but a jQuery. The jQuery was first developed by John Resig. So this is the guy who has developed this one. At the time of launching this jQuery, his age was only 22 years old only. So at the 22 years guy has introduced the jQuery, first has developed this jQuery and he has launched it. So at that time, it has become very widely used JavaScript library. Why? Because so you will write single version of the code using the jQuery and it will support all the browsers. So because of this reason, jQuery has become very famous in the late 2000s or something like that. So jQuery is the very widely used JavaScript library at the time. I will try to show you why we need to use the jQuery instead of JavaScript. You cannot think that we cannot do it in the JavaScript. So whatever the thing we can do it in the JavaScript, we can do it in jQuery also. But jQuery does this one in a easier way. That is the main thing. So when the jQuery was introduced after 6 years, so jQuery when it was launched after 6 years, jQuery Foundation has been created and it is a non-profit organization. jQuery Foundation. Why it was created is in order to support the development of jQuery, and also we have another one, something like jQuery UI. It's a UI library. So this is the thing. jQuery was maintained by the jQuery Foundation until 2019. jQuery was maintained by the jQuery Foundation. So jQuery we already discussed it, right? After 6 years, jQuery Foundation was created. So this foundation was created as a non-profit organization to support the development of jQuery. So jQuery was under the maintenance of the jQuery Foundation until 2019. Until 2019, jQuery was under the jQuery Foundation. And after that, after the 2019, Node.js Foundation and the jQuery Foundation both have merged. So that means Node.js Foundation has took this jQuery Foundation to become the OpenJS Foundation. So these both has been combined and became the OpenJS Foundation. So this is the thing. Now the OpenJS Foundation goal is to support the growth of the JavaScript and also the web ecosystem. So not jQuery. So OpenJS Foundation is to support the growth of the JavaScript and also the web ecosystem. This is the jQuery. And if you try to see, so this is the brief introduction of the jQuery. And here if you try to, so we have learned about the jQuery thing, right? So OpenJS, if you try to see OpenJS, and here you will be able to see the OpenJS Foundation. So this is the combination of jQuery Foundation and the Node.js. So here you will be able to see the Node.js certifications and all those things. So this is the officially organization which take care of the Node.js and all those things. If you try to see the project section here, you'll be able to see the projects. And here you will be able to see the hosted projects. And here you'll be able to see the hosted projects. And in this one, and if you try to see this hosted projects, and here you'll be able to see the impact projects. Impact projects means sustaining life cycle of development, maintenance, and the long-term support. So these projects are used commonly in the enterprise production. Enterprise production means large applications, large projects. We'll be using these things. So those are nothing but Node.js server, jQuery. Here you'll be able to see the jQuery Dojo. And here you'll be able to see the Node.js, Webpack, and Electron. So these are the things which has a large impact projects. And large projects you'll be able to see here. ESLint, Marco, Lodash. These all the things are maintained by this OpenJS Foundation only. So these are the different types of libraries which is taken care by the OpenJS. And here you'll be able to see, come down, you'll be able to see the incubation projects. Incubation projects means which are on the process of development and in the process of completing. So on the process of completing, these are the things are there. Native script, Jest, these are the different types is there. And emeritus projects means which are at the end of the life. So they are nearing to the end of the life, means they are trying to remove these all things. So those comes the jQuery UI, Require.js, jQuery mobile, PEP, and Sizzling. These all the things are there. If you try to see here, jQuery is in the impact projects, and here the jQuery UI and jQuery mobile are in the end of this life. That means they are going to be removed. So now you need to understand that is there a reason to learn the jQuery. So this jQuery relevant for today's world. So for today's development and all those things, is jQuery relevant or not? So just we need to learn it before learning this jQuery. So is jQuery relevant today? Okay. So we have learned about the jQuery. So jQuery is nothing but is one of the JavaScript library. So which makes which is used for developing the applications in a easier way. I will tell you how much easier it will be. So now we need to learn that is jQuery is relevant today. So we need to learn really the jQuery today. jQuery is still a very widely used library. So it is very widely used library. If you want to start your job as a front-end developer or any other web developer, you want to start it, unless you are going to a startup. So if you are not going to a startup company, so if you are not working in a startup company and you want to start your career as a front-end developer or any developer, web developer, you need to work on a legacy front-end code. So that means if you are not working in a startup company which was recently started project and all those things, you need to work with the legacy front-end code in the bigger companies which the project was developed long back ago. So legacy front-end code, and that code will certainly include the jQuery. So that legacy front-end code and all those things which you try to see the project, so those type of code will certainly include the jQuery. So they will have must and should the jQuery concept. Now the value of understanding and improving the jQuery means improving your job prospects. That means improving your job resume. Your resume will be has been given little bit of weightage. Why? Because you know the these recent days, the value of understanding and improving the jQuery, these all things. So so many people doesn't have the knowledge of about this jQuery, but the value of understanding will give somewhat weightage about in your job prospects. In another way, what I can say is jQuery usage is day by day declining. So jQuery usage, day by day. So due to these technologies improvements and all those things, jQuery usage is day by day declining. Many of the features that jQuery brought now part of the vanilla JavaScript itself. So now we'll try to see the jQuery, the features and all those things which were not there previously in the old and vanilla JavaScript. But right now these all the most of the features that were there present in the jQuery are now the part of the vanilla JavaScript itself. So because of this reason, jQuery usage is day by day declining. And also why the jQuery is declining is, so these jQuery, so recent days, what I can say is, so they are not coming with the new innovations and all those things, new technical improvements, new innovations. So much of new innovations has been created by the different types of libraries. But whereas the jQuery, so they are not coming with the new innovations. And also in the late 2020s, 2021s like that, so they have released the versions which involves only the bug fixes and performance increases, those things only, not the new features. So they haven't introduced the new features in the jQuery. So they are trying to do the bug fixes still in the 2021. jQuery was there long back, since 2000s it was there. So now by that I can tell you that jQuery is a solid one. Solid means bug free. So it is a solid thing without any bugs. Why? Because lot of things has been bug fixes and all those things are done up to now. It's a very stable. So jQuery is a very stable, and we can use it. We can use the jQuery without any problem. So one thing we can give assure that, so jQuery is very much stable because of this long support that jQuery has. So that is a thing. But in another way, what I can say is jQuery usage is day by day declining because of the innovations and the technology improvements what we are getting in this current market. jQuery is not getting up to the mark to that one. So jQuery is not catching those things. So they are still in the old legacy, those type. At that and in that late 2006 and all those things. So those are very useful for us. So those are new technology improvements and all those things. But this time in 2020s, so this has become old, and jQuery has to improve according to the current standards. But jQuery is in the late 2000s at that stage only. But also we have seen that these jQuery and all those things, we can do it using the vanilla JavaScript. So this is the brief introduction of this jQuery. So now if you want to see about this jQuery, and here you will be able to see the jQuery. So here this is a jQuery. So OpenJS Foundation is the foundation which takes care of the, so this OpenJS comes after again the Linux Foundation. So that is a different thing. So I don't want to go more into this one. So OpenJS Foundation so takes care of this jQuery and this jQuery. So let's click on this jQuery, and here you will be able to see the jQuery. Okay, so this is the official website of this jQuery. Now if you try to see the logo here, jQuery, and the caption here you will be able to see is write less, do more. So that means what I can say is, so we can write the less code and we can do the more functionality. So with the less code we can do the more functionality. Yes, obviously we can, with using the jQuery we can write the less code and we can do more functionality in this one. So there is no doubt in this. So jQuery once upon a time it's a number one in the web standards. So now let's try to see how we can download the jQuery. So how we can use this jQuery in our project. So let's try to see this one, how we can use this jQuery. So jQuery we can include it in many different ways. So one thing is you can download the compress. So here you'll be able to see. So jQuery you can download the, right now the version right now it's running is the 3.6.0 something around. So 3.6.0 it is running. So jQuery was there since 0.1, 1, 2, 3. Now it's a 3 is there. So here you will be able to see 1.11, 2.10. So like this you will be having so many things. Now one version is you can download the compressed version. So compressed version means I will show you the compressed version. And we have another version also, slim. Slim means you will have a limited functionality in the jQuery. So jQuery 3.6.0 means you will have all the functionality related to the jQuery, whereas the slim means the name itself indicates that it has only little bit of functionality. Why we need to use the slim means, so in order to have this file size less, so we'll be using this slim version. So leave about this one. So now one version is we can directly download this. I can directly click on this one. So automatically I can save this. This is the whole JavaScript, jQuery library which is compressed. So if you want to see uncompressed means, so go back, and if we click on this one uncompressed, now you will be able to see the code. So readable manner. So now here you will be able to see the code in a readable manner. So this is how we will be using this jQuery. So right directly you can save this file. You can save this file and you can use it wherever you want. Another one is using the npm package. So that means node package manager. So this is the most common way we will be using you will be installing this what I can say, the libraries, JavaScript libraries in the node project or in the JavaScript frontend project. We most probably we use this node package manager, and we can also use this yarn. Yarn is nothing but a node pack npm's alternative command. And here npm command, so we can use this one. So I can also use the NuGet package. So whatever the thing, Bower. So these are all the different ways of installing the jQuery in the front-end technologies. So now most of the time we will be using this npm only. So now here if you try to see another process is the CDN. CDN means content delivery network. So these are nothing but what I can say is, so the CDN is hosted on different servers, and they will provide us the CDN thing, and they will provide us the URL so that you can add this URL into your project. So we have different types of CDNs. So here you will be having Google CDN. So the jQuery will be hosted in the Google. So jQuery, so here you will be able to see the jQuery, the different types of versions. So you can simply copy the script file and you can place it in your code. So this is the Google CDN. And also not only Google CDN, you also have the Microsoft CDN. So Microsoft also hosts this jQuery. So here you will be able to see the different version of jQuery. So they are having, and not only this, so CDN JS, this is also JS delivery. So these are the different types of CDNs which are available in our internet, in our web market, so that you can directly use this URL. Okay, so that you can usually directly use this URL, not this one. So here, and you can use it directly. So that is not a problem. So this is also another way. So we have seen the three different ways. One is directly making a local copy, that means downloading the jQuery into your project, and you can use it directly as a local copy. And the other one is the most preferable way, that is nothing but the installing through the Node package manager. And the another one is, the last one is the using the CDN package. This is the different ways how we can install the jQuery. Sorry, CDN here. And the jQuery is provided under this MIT license. So MIT license means you can use it for the enterprise editions. So you can earn money from this jQuery. So, and all those things you can use it. So this is all about this jQuery release things and all those things, downloading. So now let's try to see, install this jQuery in our project, and we'll see it. Let's go to here. So I'm having a project, and here I will be using the jQuery. So let's try to go to the command prompt, and I will open this one code. First method, I will try to show you the first method. So that is nothing but, so if you try to see here, so we can download this uncompressed development jQuery, and I can save this one. So here I can go to D in the projects, and here in this jQuery, so I can save it, jQuery 3 points or something like that. So I have saved this local copy. So here we have got this one, and now whenever I want to use this one, so here I can use it, index.html. Okay, so I'm creating one HTML file. So here I have created an HTML file. So let's try to open this HTML. Let's wait for some time. HTML. So I am creating the HTML template. So here I can directly include this script tag. So wherever you want to include, you can include it. So that is not a problem. So in the head or in the body, so just I am showing you how we can include this one. So this is the basic thing in the world 2006 and all those things. So in the 2010s, we used to do like this only. So text/JavaScript, and we used to download a copy, and we used to use it. Source, and I can use jQuery. So like this. That's it. So now jQuery has been added into your project, and now you can start using the jQuery into your project. So this is the first way, the basic way how we can include the jQuery in our project. Now the second way is installing through the npm. So now if you try to see this one command prompt, you'll be able to see this command prompt, right? So now if I try to show you here, so this is our jQuery project, and first, before installing this jQuery through the npm, first we need to create a package file. So in order to create a package file, we have a command. So that is nothing but initialize the project. So first we are initializing the project, npm space init. So now it will ask you some series of questions. Okay, so let's try to wait, and here it is trying to create. So this utility will walk you through creating a package.json file. Now it is creating a package.json file. Now it is creating a package.json file. So now it is asking you what is your package name. So package name is nothing but the project name itself. So I am keeping it is taking this folder name as the package name. Okay, let's press enter. It will take this one. It will take the jQuery as the default one. Now what is the version it is asking? So default, if you don't mention anything, it will take 1.0.0. Okay, let us take it. If you want to write any description related to this project description, so you can write the description. So I don't want to write anything, I am keeping it like this. So entry point. So if you want to write any entry point for this one, so entry point means the bootstrap file. So which is the entry point for this file, entry file for this one. So I am leaving it as empty only. Test command. So do you have any test cases and all those things? So if you have any test command, so you can write it here. So I am reading Git repository. So if you have any repository URL, it was hosted in any Git repository, means you can mention that URL. Keywords, the project keywords you can mention. Author, if you want to write your name, you can write the author. and the license. So default. So this is how the package.json file will be created. Yes, is it okay? Means okay, fine. So it has been created. Now let's try to go here, and here you'll be able to see a package.json file has been created. So with some of the with the details that we have given it. So here test. So we haven't provided any test command. So this is the main file. Main file means entry file. So if you want to change it, you can change it to index.html. So whatever the thing you want. So this is our main file, like this. Description you can make. If you want, after the command, if you want, you can also change these all things. Okay. So you can also change this project name and all those things through the package.json file. So if you have entered anything wrong in this command prompt, so you can change it here in the package.json. So now this is how we will be initializing our project in the npm. So now we have initialized the project. Now let's try. Now it's time for us to add. Now in our project, so what we need to do here, we need to add the jQuery into our project. So now in order to add the jQuery into our project, so first method what we have did is we have downloaded this jQuery. Now I will try to delete this one. Okay. So I have deleted this one. So let us delete. So now after deleting, so what I want to do is, so I want to install this jQuery using the npm package. So as an npm package. Now how can I do is, so here they are trying to tell that npm install jQuery. So they are telling that npm install jQuery. So let's try to use this command. So here I am using npm install jQuery. So I am using this one, npm install jQuery. So if I press enter, so now it has added. So added one package. So now it has successfully added one package. Now if you try to see our code, so here in the package.json, you will be able to see as a dependencies. Now this entire project jQuery is one package, and this project is in dependency of jQuery. So we need jQuery. So that is the reason it is writing here dependency. Another key has been created, and it has added jQuery and the version of the jQuery that has been added. Now here if you try to see here, a new folder was being created, that is with the name node_modules. If you go into this node_modules, you will be able to see the jQuery. So jQuery automatically downloaded here, and here if you try to see here, so you'll be able to see different types of things, and here in the dist you'll be able to see jQuery.js file. So the same code which we have downloaded, here it is there, and also the jQuery.min.js file. So whichever file you want to use, you can use it. So you also have the slim.js and also the slim.min.js also we are having. So whichever you want to use, you can use it. Now if you want to use this one, how can I use it is, so instead of using this thing, so I can go to node modules, so jQuery, and I can go to the dist and I can use this jQuery.js. That's it. So now without downloading this jQuery package, so I directly used the command npm install jQuery, and I have included the jQuery here. So what is the benefit of this jQuery.js is, including through node modules rather than downloading, what is the benefit of using this node modules is, so one main benefit is, for example, so tomorrow jQuery has released a new version. Okay, let's say that jQuery has released a new version. Let's say 4 version has been released. Okay, so 4 version has been released. It means, so now what you need to do the previous session, so you need to go to the documentation and you need to update the jQuery. You need to take the jQuery, you need to download the file, and we need to add the latest file in our project. But whereas here, so we can directly use the command npm update jQuery, and it automatically the jQuery will be updated, and there is no need to update these all the links. Automatically this jQuery.js refers to the latest one only. So if you update, this jQuery will be updated. So automatically this one will be updated from 3.6.0 to 4. So whereas there we need to change all the reference links where we have added. So we need to add it all the places. But whereas in the node modules there is no need. So that is the main benefit of this using these node modules. And also another benefit is also there. So there is no need to send these all libraries and all those things to the Git repository. So we can only concentrate on the main code itself. So there is no need on copying all these supporting libraries and all those things into our project. So if anybody wants to have the jQuery means, just they can directly run this npm install command, so that jQuery will be automatically installed into their system. So there is no need for node_modules copy folder. So that is also another advantage. So you will try to understand it. Just try to remember. So this is another method. The third method is nothing but the CDN thing. CDN thing is like nothing but it's a pretty straightforward. So you can go to anything, so Google CDN or anything. And if I open this CDN, here you'll be able to see 3 points snippet, and you can copy this one and you can directly place it here. There's nothing wrong in this one. So now you can use it here. Okay, that's it, finished. So now jQuery has been included into your system. So these are the 3 different ways how we can include the jQuery. Then what is the benefit of this CDN is, so if you are opening different types of websites, for example, you will be opening daily google.com website and Google related products websites, you will be opening all the time. So now the Google uses this CDN version of jQuery only. Now that means the browser will already cache the jQuery file. Why? Because it is from the ajax.googleapis.com, this one. Now when you try to use this jQuery, so now there is no need for the browser to download again the jQuery from these Google APIs. Why? Because it is already present in the cache. So this improves the performance when the user wants to see it. So this is the main benefit of using the CDN. So the browser already caches the commonly used CDN thing. So for example, let's say that you are using Google more oftenly, and some people will be using more oftenly Microsoft CDN.js. These are the things. Different types of websites they will be using. Microsoft uses their own CDN, Microsoft CDN, and Google uses their own CDN, that is nothing but Google ajax.googleapis.com. So now when you are trying to use these Google related products, automatically the jQuery will be cached into your browser. Now there is no need to use this one. For example, let's say that try to see this one, try to see it. If I try to click on JS and if I try to refresh it, try to see it. Actually, you will be getting the thing. Don't know whether this one will show you or not. Disable cache. I have disabled the cache. Sorry. So because of that reason, we are not able to see it. So now these are all coming back from the server. So now let's try to refresh it again. I will try to refresh it again. Now this time I refresh it again. Immediately it has been opened. And some of the files you will be able to see, those will be 204, something like that. Yeah, here you'll be able to see these are coming from the disk cache. So some are getting downloaded. So that means it is going back to the server and getting, but some are there in the disk cache. Now that means the browser already caches some of the, so if you try to see here from memory cache, you'll be able to see from disk cache, memory cache. So instead of going back to the server and getting back this JS file, it is directly getting it from the disk cache. So this one we can make use of this disk cache. Now when you are trying to open these Google related websites and all those things, already the Google CDN will be in the cache. So when you open our website, so this jQuery, there is no need to go back to the Google server and get the jQuery code. There is no need for it. Why? Because it is already present in the disk cache. So this is this benefit, we can make use of this one. So that is one thing I want to explain you about this one, why we use the CDN. So these are the different ways where we can use this jQuery. Now let's try to see what are the things we can do with the jQuery. Now here we have used this jQuery session, right? So let's try to open this one, our project. Okay, fine, this is our project. So this is nothing, is there, empty thing is there. So first of all, I will try to show you how we can do it with the jQuery. So what is the first code? We'll try to run it using the jQuery. Now let's say that here I am having div hello world. Okay, so this is the code I am having. Now let's go to let's create another file. Script type is equal to text/javascript and source file is equal to main.js file. Okay, so this is the script file I want to write it. Now first hello world. So this is the hello world. Now what I will try to write it, I am creating a new file, main.js, and this is the file. Now first what I want to do is, so this hello world, I want to change the color of this hello world to green. So let's try to see the output. What is the output we have? And here we are having a black color hello world text. Now I want to change it to green. So now if I want to change it to green, so what is the thing I want to do? So in the vanilla JavaScript, let's try to do it before implementing in the jQuery. So now first I want to catch that element. that is nothing but hello element, anything, whatever the name you want, you can give it. So here I will be using document dot get element by tag name of what is the tag name we are having, or otherwise you can also give the class for that one. So just I am using the tag name. So div. So now I want to change this color of this one. So what I can do here, hello element dot style dot color is equal to green. So this is the thing I can use. So now here with the tag name, so many things will be existing. So first element I am taking. So this is the code which I will be writing. Now let's try to see the output. Now if I try to see the output, so we are getting an error that cannot read properties of undefined. So reading style. Why? Because as I already told you that the execution of the HTML will be top to bottom approach. So now it has seen this jQuery, it has executed all the jQuery code, and it has seen this one main.js, and now it will execute the main.js code. So after executing this main.js file, it is trying to find the tag name with the tag name of div, whereas this div has not been initialized. So still it has DOM has not been initialized. Now it is unable to find this div element, and it is unable to access this one. So for this reason, what I can do, so here one thing is we can mention this script thing at the bottom, so that after the initialization we can use this one. Now if we try to see here, so now it has been changed to green color. The another method we will try to see it. So for example, let's say that I kept the script at the top only. Okay. So now in JavaScript, where is this one, main.js? Yeah. Now in JavaScript, we have a event listener that is nothing but document dot add event listener. So when the DOM content loaded, so when the DOM is completely loaded, then execute this function, anonymous function. So now you need to write all the code inside this function. That's it. So now wait, what I am trying to do, so when DOM content is everything is loaded, so listen to the event DOM content loaded. When this event is fired, so then execute this function. So this is the code I am trying to write it. Now if I try to execute this code, so then I am able to get the output without any error. So this is how we will be writing the code in the vanilla JavaScript. Now the same thing I will write it in the jQuery mode. So let's try to comment out. So in order to catch the element, so here in order to catch this element, so div, we can use $of_div. Okay, $of_div dot attribute. You can use this one. I will try to explain you this one. So style color green. That's it. So now I have added this one. Let's try to see this. So now we are not able to see the code. Why? Because so this one same thing happens here. So the script is executing. Now it is unable to find the selector. So one thing what I can do is, so here I will try to write $of document dot ready of function. You can use this one. Okay, I will try to show you another method also. So this is the old method which we will try to use. Now if you try to see the output, so now here we are able to get the green color, or otherwise you can use something like the latest thing, $of function. Okay, so this is an anonymous function and you can use it like this. So this is also one thing. So now if you try to see the output, then also you'll be able to see the thing. Now this is the jQuery way of implementation of this code. Now let's try to see the each one by one part of this jQuery. So what is this each one it is having? Now the first one you are having, it is a $. What is the meaning of this $? So this acts as a front door for the jQuery. So you are telling that $, means nothing but jQuery only. So instead of writing jQuery like this, so now if you try to write jQuery here, so this one is also one and the same, correct only. If you try to see, now also you'll be able to see the, so you can write the name jQuery instead of $. So there is nothing problem in this one. But instead of writing jQuery, so like this, if you go on writing, it will create somewhat confusion and all those things. Because of this reason, they have created an alias name $. So $, means nothing but jQuery. So $, it's a jQuery. Okay. So jQuery, when you are writing like this, means it is a function. So jQuery is not a static property or anything. It is a function. So jQuery is a function, and the jQuery here it has alias name other than this one. $= is equal to jQuery only. Okay. So it is a function. Now in this function we can pass a parameter. Okay, we are passing a parameter that is nothing but an anonymous function we are passing. So now what is the function we are passing here? So now function and here. So now what we are trying to tell is, so in the jQuery we are trying to send a parameter for the jQuery method. We are trying to send a parameter as a function, a parameter that is nothing but a function. And now when this function will execute is when this jQuery is completely loaded. Okay, when this jQuery is completely loaded, and also the DOM completely loaded. So when this DOM and jQuery loaded, this function will start execute. So now when this DOM and everything is loaded, now it starts to execute the function. It will able to see here. Right now here, instead of passing the function, we are passing the literal here. Okay, so text literal, HTML literal we are passing. That means HTML string we are passing. So that same method, jQuery method, it is taking this time string, and this time if it takes the parameter as a string, it behaves in a different way. So now we are adding an attribute. Attribute means attr. Attr means attribute. That is a method. So these are all the attributes. So if you try to see class is equal to, so these are all attributes. Now we are adding an attribute with the property name. What is that attribute? It is nothing but a style, and the value. What is the value you want to add it? So that is nothing but how we are adding to it. So for example, if you try to see here, now here you'll be able to see style is equal to color green. If you want to add an ID attribute, here you can add attribute of ID and you can add Leela. So now automatically new attribute will be added with ID is equal to Leela. Here you'll be able to see. So this is how the jQuery actually inside the hood it will work. So this is the common part. If you try to open the jQuery code, I will try to show you. Or otherwise here. There we have it. Try to open. Yeah. Now if you try to see this code, so here you will be having a function global factory, and it is trying to check that whether window object is present or not. If the window object is present only, then only jQuery requires a window with a document. So this is when this window object is present, then only jQuery works. It does not work with Node.js and all those things. That is the reason. And now if you try to see here, so edge less than or equal to 12 to 13. So these are the I 10 to 11. So these are the things it is working. And if you try to see somewhere, you'll be able to see these are all different. Yeah, here. So here you'll be able to see the jQuery is equal to function. So now I told you, right, jQuery variable where jQuery, it is a function. So it will take two things, that is nothing but a selector and constants. Depending on the different initializations, the selector what you will be passing, so it will behave in a different way. Now here if you try to go down, so if you try to come down, so these are all the different types of functions you are having. So you'll be able to see new, isEmpty object, global eval. So these are all the different types of functions. So you'll be able to have attr function also. So here you will have an attr function. See, so this method, attr method, we are trying to use it. So this attr of function, we are taking the element, name and value. So like this it is going on taking. So now let's go down, and here you will be able to see that window.jQuery is equal to window.dollar is equal to jQuery. Now this jQuery method or function is alias for window.dollar and window.jQuery. That means jQuery variable and the dollar variable is one and the same. So this is what I want to explain you. So this is the thing. This is the jQuery. It's a very pretty straightforward. So if you understand this JavaScript code, so you'll be able to read this all jQuery. Okay. So this is all about this jQuery thing. How we can use this jQuery and also the internal parts of the jQuery. So how the jQuery works here. So dollar is nothing but a jQuery. That is the front door for the jQuery, and it is a function. So we'll use that one like this in different ways. And now we will try to see how we can solve the issue, some of the common issues, how we can solve it. For example, let's say that I'm having two divs. Okay, let's say that I'm having two divs. Now I want to apply color green to both of this hello world. Now if you try to see the output, now if I want to apply both of this one, so now what I can do here, let's try to remove this one. Now what I can do here, so let's try to add it. Okay, now if I try to see the output here, so now only the first one has got the color Second one didn't got the color in a vanilla JavaScript. What I need to do in order to get the both the colors? So first what I need to do is, so I need to loop over the let element of hello element. So I need to loop over each element, and I need to apply element dot style dot color is equal to. So now the when the project is when the project is getting little bit of complex, the JavaScript is also getting increased. If you try to see it, now here we need to apply green. So now I need to loop over the each element, whatever the element it is there, I need to apply the green color. Now if you try to see, so both of the hello world has got the green color. So this is normal thing. But whereas in the jQuery, if you try to implement this one, whereas in the jQuery, now we know that dollar of function. So when the DOM is loaded, okay. So now what I want to do, I want to capture all the divs. Okay. So I want to capture all the divs. So here in this one, so you will be giving a CSS selectors. So we have already learned about the CSS selectors. So the different types of CSS selectors, if you want, you can give it. So dollar of div dot, what I want to do, attribute of style color green. I can give color green. That's it, completed. Now if I try to see the output, so then also we are able to see the same output. So there is no need of looping over these all the things and nothing. So within one line of code, so we have decreased the entire thing. So 4 lines of code has been decreased to the 1 line of code. So this is the thing. So this name is app now. So write less, do more code in the jQuery. So now it has a correct meaning for this one. So now within single line of code, so we have did the same function. We have achieved the same goal. So what we have did it in the vanilla JavaScript. So this is the power of JavaScript, jQuery actually. I will try to show you some more important thing also, which we can do it in this one. For example, let's say that I am having a style. So just I am trying to show you. So don't think about the syntax and all those things. I am trying to show you what are the things we can achieve it using the jQuery. So font bold, and I am having another one is the highlight. Okay. So font bold means what I will try to do is, I will try to apply font weight bold, okay, or otherwise bolder, and highlight means I will try to take background color green. Okay, so these are the two CSS I am having. Now let's try to apply the same class to this one. So what I will try to do here, class is equal to, I am applying font hyphen bold, okay, and the same scenario I will be applying class is equal to highlight. Now see, font by bold. Now if I try to see the output, so here we are able to see the bold nature in this hello world. In the both hello worlds we are able to see it. Now what I want to do is, I want to apply the class highlight. Okay, I want to apply the class highlight through the JavaScript. Let's try to implement that one using the vanilla JavaScript. So now this is our code, right? So this is our code. Let's try to remove this one. Okay, now here we are having a hello element. So that means I am catching each of these hello world. Okay, now what I need to do here, I need to loop over where let element of hello element. I am looping over each one. Now first what I need to do, so first I need to get all the classes that are available for this element. So for this one, what I can do here, so let class list. So list, I want to get all the classes. Maybe now it has only font bold. So maybe we can have so many things. So btn space something like this, btn hyphen bold. So many classes we can have it. We don't know, right? So right now we have only one class. So now what I want to do, class list is equal to element dot class name. Okay, so we got the classes list. Now what I want to do, class list is equal to, I want to apply append is equal to, so I need to give a space, and I want to apply highlight. That's it. Now what I want to do, document dot element dot class name is equal to, I will apply this class list. That's it. So now what I am trying to do here, first for that element I am trying to get all the class list. I will try to show you. Let's try to add a debugger, then you will understand. So now here if you try to see, first I am going to each and every element. Okay, first I am getting the class list. So here I am getting font-bold. So that is the only class available for this element, class font-bold. Now what I am trying to do, so for this font-bold I am appending with space highlight. So now if you try to see here, now what will happen here, if I go here, now the class list will be font-bold space class highlight. Now I am appending to this element again. So if I try to remove this one, see now for these both elements you got the dark green color. So what I have did here, so I have written a code in such a way that first I need to get all the classes for the for that element, and I need to append what are the classes I want to add. So now here I am again appending that class name to this one. Now if you try to see through this jQuery how we can do it. Okay, so now here div, so we have a method in this one, add class. Okay, so add class of highlight, that's it, finish. So now if you try to see the output, so now we are able to get the same thing. Now if you try to see here, we are able to get the same thing. So now whatever the thing we have did it here in the vanilla JavaScript, so just we have did it in the one line of code. So add class of highlight. Now the same thing, if you want to remove a class, so what you will try to do in a vanilla JavaScript, we will try to see it. So just here I have shown you one thing, right, for adding. Now I will try to show how we can remove a class. For example, let's say that here we are having a highlight. Okay, so now I am having is highlight. So I am having two classes, highlight. Now what is the output? We'll try to see here. So defaultly both the classes has been applied. Now I want to remove this highlight class through the vanilla JavaScript. So how I can remove? So let's try to do it. Document dot add event listener of DOM content loaded. It is a function. So now this is a function. So you can also use the arrow functions. It's not a problem. So anything you can use it. So just I am trying to use it like this. So first try to take this constant element. So I am catching this element using this document get elements, or otherwise you can use this query selector all also. So now I am looping over one by one. So let's loop over one by one. Now what I will try to do is, first what I need to do, I need to get the class list. That's common thing. So first I got all the class list. So now we will be getting something like font bold and also highlight with a space. Now what I will try to do, let class list array is equal to, so first I want to split it, dot split of, so with a space I want to split it. Now all the classes is splitted into an array. Now what I want to do, now I want to remove the highlight from this array. So now you will get an array of font bold and also highlight. So now I want to remove that what I can say, highlight from this array. How can I remove that one? So let's try to see. So for example, I will try to show you that console.log of class list array. Then you will get an understand. I don't know whether you remember these all thing methods or not. So now if you try to see here, so we are getting font bold and highlight as an array. Now I want to remove this highlight thing. So how can I remove here? Class list array dot splice. I am removing a part of an array. So part of an array means nothing but class list array dot index of, I don't know where it is there, so I am trying to find the index of this one. So after that I want to remove the one part. Okay, the length count of how much I want to remove. So I have removed. Splice means it will change the main file. Slice means it will change, it will not affect the copy, it will take a copy. So now I have removed. So let new class list. So now if I try to console.log class list array, I will try to show you again the class list array, then you will try to understand it. Now here I got only font bold, so I have removed the highlight. Now what I want to do, so here this one class list, sorry, let new class list. So I am taking new, so I am creating a new class list, that is nothing but class list array. Now this time I need to convert that array into a string. So I can use the join and I can use the space. So with a space thing. Now what I can do here, so same thing. So here I can use this element dot class name. Again I can add this one using the new class list. So this is such a way we need to use the different types of string methods, and we need to add it. Now if you try to see the code, so now it has been removed. I will try to show you. I have added another thing, something like btn, and in between this one I will try to add another one as something like vh, something like, I will try to add it. So the same thing I will try to add it, and I will try to show you. Why? Because we need to remove only the highlight class only. We should not remove all the classes. So now this is the thing we are having. Now if you try to see here the output, so now here only the highlight has been removed from this class. Now if let's try to debug it. Try to debug you, so don't get confused. I will try to do the debugger. Okay, then you will be able to see this. So first what I am trying to do, I am looping over each element. So first I am getting all the class list. So here I am able to get font, bold, blast, something. So whatever the classes it is having, I am able to get this. In this class list, I want to remove only the highlight. So what I am trying to do, I am converting all this class list array into an class list string into an array. So now we are having an array, font, bold, blast, highlight, button, something like this. 4 elements we are having. Now I am removing that part of the thing. So highlight, so find the index of the highlight, and from there remove only one item. So if you try to remove this one, so now you will get something like class list array is something like, now the highlight has been removed. So now we are having only 3 things. Now this array I am trying to join with the delimiter, that is nothing but a space. Now if I try to do this one, now the new class list will be like this. Now this one will be appended to this one. This is how the things happens. Now this is how in the vanilla JavaScript we do this type of code. Now whereas in the jQuery, how we can do this one? Let's comment out these all the things. Okay, let's comment out these all the things. So this is in the vanilla JavaScript what we have learned up to now. Using the jQuery, so first I want to capture the element, so that is nothing but $of div. Using the CSS selectors we can capture it. So now what I can do, next one is, so instead of adding class, I need to add remove class, and I need to do this highlight. That's it. So now if you try to see the output, the same output, you will get the same output, but this time highlight has been removed. So with one line of code, so we have written in such a way that remove class and add class, the handy methods, we have an handy methods using this remove class and add class. So these are all the code. So we have get rid of this all the code. So internally it will do the same thing only, but I am trying to show you. So somewhat performance method it will try to do. Whatever we have did is in the normal thing. So now this is how we will be using this is how the jQuery now by reading this name. So now you will be able to see. Now here the caption, write less, do more. So this name, so now it has a correct justification to this one. So the simple things what I have did, so removing a class and adding a class involves these many steps. For adding a class, it is pretty straightforward. So there is no need to do different logics and all those things. But removing a class, see, it's a lot of lines we have written, and these are the things we have did it. But whereas in this one, for adding class, for removing class, we have only one line of code. So this is how we will be using this jQuery. So in the next session we will see, so what are the different types of what I can say is these are all the things, selectors. So what are the different types of selectors the jQuery will accept, and the different types of methods, how we can do it. Let's try to see it in the next session.